What about the student who departs from the model of the normal student in the opposite direction of the gifted child? Here we are talking about appeals to natural explanations for troublesome students. Now, I do not deny that some students genuinely suffer from psychological disorders, be these from birth or as trauma responses to difficult life experiences. But are we too quick to jump to biological explanations for troublesome students? Here I'm especially interested in attention deficit and hyperactivity disorder, otherwise known as ADHD, an umbrella term for a whole range of impulsive, hyperactive, and inattentive conditions. These have been attributed variously to defective genes, biochemical imbalances, and structural anomalies in the brain. And over the last few decades, we have seen a huge rise in the number of ADHD diagnoses and subsequent prescribing of medication to treat it, especially within Canada, the United States, and Australia. This is not the first time that appeals to natural causes have been made to account for bad behaviour. In the late 1800s, the Italian medical doctor Lombroso studied the anatomy of hundreds of convicted criminals. After studying their facial features and their bodily forms, he concluded that these people were atavists, that they were throwbacks to an earlier stage of evolution, that they weren't quite human. And of course, in earlier eras, reference was often made to supernatural forces, demonic possession, in order to understand bad behaviour. What these appeals to nature do is direct attention fully onto the individual and away from the cultural and social setting of schooling. For example, the way the one-size-fits-all model of schooling fails to accommodate the diverse behavioural dispositions, along with the cognitive and emotional needs that exist within any student population. As the disability rights movement has taught us, narrow definitions of normal ability, once they are built into the structure of workplaces, schools and other public spaces, serve to disable just as much as any physical condition. Of course, once the individual has been diagnosed, everyone else can rest easy. Policymakers, teachers and parents, all safe in the knowledge that it is the condition that is the problem, not anything else. Even the person who is diagnosed can rest easy, knowing that their behaviour is not their issue, but is the result of their condition. Of course, this often results in them being subject to extensive psychomedical interventions.